Happy New Year. Yeah, good. Oh my gosh, it's been a while. I don't know how your New Year's gone, guys. Mine has been so far rubbish. I've been properly ill. I'm still roughly dying. I'm not happy. I'm in all sorts of pain. The chances of me being cheery and upbeat in this cast, I warn you now, are fairly slim. This could go badly from the outset. Anyway, let me introduce the players. It is NITRO in the top left of Lightshade. In the bottom right, it is Smarticus. And NITRO coming with the pylon on the low ground here, looking generally a sign that you're going to expand pretty early and go for a nice sort of two-base secure opening. There's nothing very radical about this. It's a good way to open. Yeah, on the other side of the map. Oh God, not this again! Seriously, no. I can't be doing with this. Should, like, you know, this is, at least it isn't a gas. I'll say that, Smarticus. At least it wasn't a frickin' gas, because the double pylon gas build, you know, or double pylon double gas, whatever the hell it was, pretty much sums 2020 up in a nutshell, doesn't it? An absolute bag of nails that we'd all rather forget. So, oh, look at that. NITRO, I don't know what this probe's doing. This isn't a position for scouting, so surely this is going to be a proxy. I fancy proxy Stargate from there. Maybe Stargate with batteries. It's not a bad position for it. Oh, and he doesn't know that these buildings are here. If he did, it's an even better position for it. The pylon's a bit too far back. Pylon here, then you get battery with the Stargate about here. Get the void rays into this position. And you can just gun this stuff down and dance back and forth to get the recharge from the shield batteries. And this will die, but of course NITRO doesn't know that is happening. Smarticus has done that much scouting. He hasn't even scouted his own ramp. Hasn't even, look, you know, he could come down here and find that there's like 3 gateways, chrono boosting out zealots, GG, game over, that's it, you're dead. But hasn't been down his own ramp. NITRO has got the faster Nexus. I say, you know, this isn't a fast Nexus. This isn't a rushed two-base build or anything. Like, this is just, that's when you get your Nexus. Look, you know, the man is saturated. He hasn't skipped any tech to do this. Arguably, you could get this Stargate out marginally quicker. You see, I think that there's room for the batteries here. There's room for a battery here. I'm pretty sure you can fit batteries behind these mineral patches. You want them as near to this as you can get them, basically, so that your void rays can like dance back and forth and still be shooting units that are up here, stalkers or whatever, while in range of the batteries. But I'm not going to be too critical about this. This is a robust build. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, this, you know, it's not an early Nexus. That's when you get your Nexus. Saturated Nexus. No tech skipped. This Nexus is lit. We're at 320. This base is oversaturated. It's been saturated for some time. And the Nexus now is going to take a minute to build, you know, so there's not going to be any mining happening down here other than the long range variety for some time. There's no pylon here, so we're not going to see any batteries or anything like that to defend this Nexus, because all damn pylons in the main. Yeah, these zealots are not going to prove very effective against the void ray that's coming out here. So I have to say I fancy this game for NITRO at present. Everything is looking okay. He's chronoing out the workers 2 at a time. You know, again, the earlier Nexus means you've got double the worker production for a reasonable period of time. Yeah, so he's going to be ahead economically. He's ahead in terms of tech. There's no tier 2 tech coming out here, but there are void rays coming out here. There is going to be a robo, but, you know, he doesn't know that it's air coming. Robo is literally the worst thing, unfortunately, that Smarticus could be building right now. The hallucinated Phoenix comes in and hasn't actually made it into the main yet, but when he does come into the main, he's going to love what he sees. If he goes back, he sees this. You see the double robo, and you're just rubbing your hands with glee. You know, the shield battery's all the way over here. Even the stalker's now moving out of position. These void rays can just come in and have a bit of a laugh. So what's he going to go for? It looks like he's going to go for workers. He's got plenty of room out the back here to come around. Needs to be careful he doesn't get surrounded by stalkers. You know, he's only got 2 void rays so far. You don't need the overcharge to kill the workers. Overcharge does bonus damage against armoured, so it won't really speed up the rate at which you're killing workers. I don't think, unless they changed that at one point in StarCraft, which is of course possible. So at this point decides to run. When the next Void Air comes out, 3 Void Rays against 3 Stalkers, I'll take that fight. No problem there whatsoever. I would get stuck into that and just focused on the Stalkers one at a time. You should win. Just be a bit careful, pull your Void Rays back as they get damaged. Decides to come in and take the pylon out, and it's not a crazy plan. I think this pylon will... No, it doesn't. So no further Stalker production for a minute or two now. And look, no worker yet coming to rebuild the pylon, and that's really unfortunate. These Void Rays can just come... there's nothing now that can shoot up, literally. And not only that, Smarticus can't build anything that can shoot up. And that is just awkward, man. This is just a bit painful to watch now, isn't it? He's going to be building Immortals, and Immortals can't shoot Void Rays. So he doesn't want to lose the stuff here. Wouldn't mind seeing a Chrono come down just to get this Void Ray out nice and sharpish, because 1 Void Ray will kill this. But he's just going to pull the original Voids back, and that is going to be just fine. You can get shield batteries to heal each other. Shield batteries automatically repair the shields on fighting units, but not on buildings. However, if you actively click them and assign a building, they will. So if you click you can tell it, please heal this building, and it will not heal, but it'll regen the shields on a building if you want it to. So a pretty easy win for Nitro. There just wasn't that much stuff that could show up, and the snipe on the pylon. What's here? You know, Stalkers in the queue. That 2 Stalkers were pretty close to coming out. Had they got out combined with the 4 that there already were, then you've got a better chance, you know, if you're focusing on the Void Rays one at a time. But with no shield batteries, and the shield batteries here for Nitro, even then it wasn't really going to turn this around. So we're still in the game for reasons unknown. It is over. I'm just waiting on the GG, and yes. Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. I like this build. It's not terrible. It's a good way to put some early hurt on. How do you defend against it? Know that it's coming. Scout. Just, you know, that like Smarticus, you didn't leave your own base. You hadn't even come down your own ramp until like about the 5-minute mark or something ridiculous to build your expo, which was lit. You have to scout this stuff. You've got to be looking around. You know, send a worker across the map, get in your opponent's base early, check that everything you'd expect to be there is there. When you're playing against Protoss, one of the things you can do is count the pylons, because especially if you're Protoss as well, if they have less pylons than you in their base, something's afoot. That's weird. They shouldn't have enough supply. They must have a pylon somewhere else. So you can look for things like that. How many pylons have they got? Look if it's against a Terran or something like that, you know, is there the right number of, is there a barracks in the base? If there isn't, if there's 2 supply depots and no barracks when you go and scout, well then that barracks is presumably on the other side of the map and you're facing a proxy. But even after you've done that, you know, send a worker just around the perimeter of your own side of the map. Just have it scout backward and forward until such times as you can get up some useful sort of units or structures to scout for you. Protoss frequently, you know, you wouldn't do it with one of your first couple of pylons, but as the game progresses, you can like bung a pylon over at the side of the map so that you can see drops coming in and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. Anyway, as it is, GG. Nitro goes 1-0.